And welcome to Yoga for Recovery, Resilience, and Realization. My name is Brian G., and I'm delighted to be here with you this afternoon or this evening for this practice. Before we start, we want to remind ourselves of several important things. The first is the guiding principle of Veterans Yoga Project, which is support precedes action. So ensure that you have whatever you need for support in your practice available in this moment. So have your blocks, your straps, your blankets, your bolsters, eye shades, anything that you need to support yourself. Make sure you're there. Make sure you've got your space set up in a way that is supportive of your environment, turning off your phones, avoiding any distractions, whatever it is you need to be supported. Take a moment to ensure that you have those supports available. Excuse me. Secondarily, remember that it is your practice. So you are in the privacy of your own space doing your own practice. There is no incoming video. You can see me. I cannot see you. You are encouraged and recommended and encouraged to support yourself in your own practice by doing what is right for you, listening to the wisdom of your own body, honoring that wisdom. Therefore, you'll come out of any posture at any time, modify any posture in any time, in any way that you need to modify it. Take any alternate posture at any time if you choose to do so. Listen to the wisdom of your own body and honor that wisdom. These are offers and suggestions and invitations that I'm going to make from over here. The only requirement is that you be present and breathe. We will do all 5 tools of the Veterans Yoga Project process in this practice today. That is gratitude, breath, meditation, mindful movement, guided rest. And we'll do them probably in just about in that order. The idea of the meditation, while we won't do a particular meditation in itself, everything in the class is designed to be a meditation. So we're doing a breath in a meditative mind state. We're doing a movement in a meditative mind state. We're doing a rest in a meditative mind state. The goal is to see if we can achieve a meditative mind state at all times in our practice. So let us start by grounding and centering and setting our intention. So bring yourself into yourself. Come into this place, come into this space. Find a supported posture in which you can breathe, whatever that means to you. Take a moment to find that posture, to bring yourself into that posture. Maybe you're seated in a chair, feet flat on the floor. Maybe seated on a cushion or a bolster on your mat. Maybe you want to lie down on your back, put your legs up the wall, whatever it works for you in order to feel supported and enable and support the breath. And then having established ourselves in this place and in this space, let us begin to come into the body by coming into the breath. Begin to find the breath underneath the nostrils and breathe in and out through the nostrils. Following the inhalation all the way in. Perhaps down into the abdomen and the front, back, sides, 360, and following the exhale all the way out. Noticing perhaps the subtle changes in the body as the lungs inflate and deflate. Having established ourselves in a posture and coming to the breath, let us begin to feel into the possibility of support. Please bring your awareness to whatever part of your body is in contact with something, the floor, seat, the cushion, chair. Feel the sensation of that contact, that connection between your body and whatever it's touching. Feel into that sensation of connection. And as you begin to bring your sensory awareness to the sensation of connection at the places where your body's in contact, perhaps turn your awareness to the possibility that that connection is support. Raise for yourself the possibility of being supported in this moment. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And then open to the possibility that support is always available in this moment. What is it like to know that support is always available in this moment? And then having established ourselves in support and brought ourselves into the present moment through the breath, let us begin to raise a little gratitude. I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that most brings your awareness to your heart space, perhaps resting the left palm over the heart, the right hand over the left, or maybe bring your hands to prayer with the thumb knuckles resting lightly on the breastbone. And then feel into the warmth and sensation of connection that touch, where the hands are touching the heart space, bringing heat and warmth and awareness to the heart space. Allow yourself to move into that heart space. And in that heart space, I invite you to allow to arise any one thing for which you are grateful. Perhaps the possibility of gratitude, maybe a person that made it possible for you to be here, maybe just the joy and gratitude for the means and the opportunity to connect like this, to have these tools to be able to reach out and connect across the miles and just be in this group together despite being where we are. Whatever your gratitude or grateful for, see it clearly in your mind's eye, and I invite you to anchor that gratitude right there at your heart space. Just attach it right there, as if it was a sticky note and you could stick it right there on the heart. And then having established support, come to the present moment and allow gratitude to arise, I'll invite us, if we like, to set an intention for our practice today. Perhaps just a simple intention to keep your gratitude centered, or perhaps to just be in your breath, following the breath in and out. Whatever your intention, state it to yourself. Hear yourself say it in your mind's ear in a clear and declarative voice, as if it has already been done. Great. Present. And then take a full inhalation. And as you exhale, if you choose, I'll invite you to bow your chin to your grateful, intentional heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention. And then releasing your hands, lifting your chin, taking in a full inhale. Let us prepare here for a breath action, activating breath practice. We'll do an activating breath known as Surya Beta. Surya Beta, activating breath, which is simply an inhale through the right nostril and an exhale through the left. So we inhale right, exhale left. Now, in Veterans Yoga Project, we bring mental awareness to the breathing practice. So we simply sit in our still and silent posture, long spine, slightly tucked chin, awareness centered. When body is still, the awareness is on the breath in the nostril, and the focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or at the tip of the nose if the eyes are narrow. Now, just bring your awareness to your right nostril as you inhale through the right, and then switch your mental awareness to your left nostril as you exhale through the left. Now, if you'd like to add the physical sensation of this by adding the hand mudra, the right hand palm faces the face, the pointer and middle finger fold to the heel of the thumb pad, the ring and pinky fingers extend out, the thumb extends out. We use the ring finger and pinky finger to close the left nostril when we inhale through the right. And then we switch and use the thumb to close the right nostril as we exhale through the left. And whether you're using mental awareness or the hand mudra, we're just going to be here for a short period doing this breath. So prepare yourself by inhaling, exhale completely, and then begin. Inhale through the right, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, which may be different than mine. So just follow the rhythm of your own breath. No stress, no strain, no overexertion. And exhaling through the right, through the left, excuse me. Trying to equalize the length, intensity, and volume of the inhale and exhale. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. Equalizing. and just breathing. Your rhythm, your pace. Your breath. Your practice. Body very still. Awareness on the breath in the nostril. Focus at the brow point if the eyes are closed. Or at the tip of the nose if the eyes are narrow. Couple more rounds here. Last repetition in this practice. So when you're next inhaling out your left, exhaling out your left, go ahead and release the mental awareness, release the mudra, sit very still, relax the shoulders, tuck the chin, release any shaping of the breath, and just allow the breath to flow in and out through both nostrils, coming and going as it will without conscious control. Bringing our awareness to the possibility of stillness, and feeling into what has shifted for us, if anything, in that little practice. Notice the effect of what we do. In these practices, we balance effort and ease, activation and release, energizing and relaxing. This is the rest, the release, the relaxing. Now we're going to come to our mats and begin our movement practice. We'll go through a series of movements designed to open the body a little bit, but always breathing, always working with the breath, always trying to align the breath with the movement. So go ahead and come around to your mat. And we'll begin on our backs today. So come down onto your back. Extend the legs, lengthen through the crown. Bring the heels and toes together. And the toes are neutral and pointing toward your ceiling. The heels are extended long. The crown is extended long. Arms by the sides to begin. Find your length. Pull down on the side body as if you could pull down at the sides of your ribs so that you could feel your lower back against the mat. Press through the heels and the crown so you can feel the full length of your body on the mat, back of the legs, back of the spine. And then let us just begin by stretching. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Perhaps interlock the thumbs. Lengthen through the fingers as you press the toes away from the face. Feeling the length across the front of the body as you breathe deeply. A full inhale in. A complete exhale out. As you exhale, release the toes back to neutral. Switch the interlock of the thumb. Inhale, lengthen through the fingers as you press through the heels and flex the toes back toward the face. Feeling the length along the back side of the body as you inhale long. A full inhale in. A complete exhale out. Release the toes, release the hands down by the knees. And then release the hands down by the hips, I should say, excuse me. And then we're going to add a little bit of a twist here. So a little bit of side on body opening. So take your left heel off the edge of your mat, and then your right heel will follow it, and then cross the right ankle over top of the left. Take your arms overhead, take the right thumb and pointer finger and grasp your left wrist, and then bring your hands and your head towards the top left part of your mat. So you're opening the right side body. The feet are crossed and moving to the bottom left part of your mat. The hands are reaching towards the top left corner of your mat. Big half moon or banana stretch here, reverse C, however you want to call this. Feeling that length in the right side of the body and breathing. Now in these static postures, we hold the posture, not the breath. So see if you can relax where you've got tension and release into the stretch. Always breathing in deep into whatever part of your body feels tightness. And then softening around what's tight, finding support. Remembering that support precedes action. On your next inhale, come back to center, release the crossing of the feet, release the hands, bring them down by the hips. Take a full inhale, a complete exhale, and then walk your right foot off the right side of your mat. Take your your left foot and cross the ankle over. Take the arms up, take your left thumb and pointer finger, wrap it around your right wrist, extend. And then exhale, bring your hands and maybe even crown of your head over towards the right top corner of your mat. Feet at the right bottom corner, hands and head at the right top corner, opening through that left side body, feeling into this extension and then relaxing. Notice your tendency to perhaps tighten up. See if you can release and open. Breathing, always breathing, breathe deep into any area of tightness. And then soften around those areas of tightness. Notice perhaps that as you soften, you find support, remembering that support precedes action. Breathing deep here, full inhale. As you exhale, release, bring everything back to center line, release the ankles from each other, bring the hands down. Full inhale. A complete exhale. Now we're going to work in the hips and in the core, so let us start by bringing the knees into the chest. Reach up and just squeeze, just reach just below the knees with the hands and squeeze the knees into the chest. Feel the available room here. And then bring your feet to the mat, knees to the ceiling. We'll start with some dynamic bridges. So feel your feet. Actually, no, before we go to the bridge, let's start with just a toe tap. So your fingertips may actually brush your heels, or you may be able to grab your ankles if you have that flexibility, or maybe not. Maybe you're just in the vicinity of, it doesn't matter. Find the appropriate place for your feet so that you can feel yourself pressing into the feet. So if you rock the pelvic bowl a little, you'll feel that the pressure goes into the feet. And then lengthen through the crown. And then this is a little bit of a sort of an incline. So you're just going to lift the chest so that the shoulders come up off the mat. And then we're just going to move on the breath from side to side. So on the exhale, take your right hand to your right heel or maybe to your right toes, whatever you can find over there. You're reaching to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reach to your left toes or your left heel with your left hand. And then inhale back to center. And then just continue that movement with your breath. Inhaling and reaching heel touch or toe touch. Out step touch. Inhaling center, exhaling side. And your rhythm, your pace, your breath. We're just going to do a couple here. So count yourself for 10 of these on each side. So if you're breathing slow, you're moving slow. And if you're maybe moving a little quicker, you're going. And then when you've completed your 10, release the head down, release, bring the knees into the chest, reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze. All right, next one is going to be a hip movement, a little reverse crunch movement. So bring your hands so that their hands are resting lightly just behind the ears. We're not interlacing and pulling on the neck. We're just resting the hands lightly. Pick up the feet so that the shins come parallel. Now, for support, you may keep your feet on the floor if you need that support. We're just going to do some reverse crunches here. But the idea is to bring the knees toward the forehead. So the movement is more in the hip flexor than in the abdomen. So we lift the shoulders a little bit and then lift the calves parallel, or bring it on the exhale, bring the knees towards the nose. On the inhale. And then just continue that movement with breath. And your rhythm, your pace, your count. We're just going to do 10 of these. Engaging in the hip flexors. Reverse crunches. Exhale as the knees come in. Inhale as they move away. And after your 10th repetition, go ahead and release. Bring the hands down, release the legs. Turn the palms up, let the toes fall open, and take your breath, take your rest. Take a moment to breathe deep into the hips. And then exhale. Release everything on the exhale. Full inhalation. A complete exhale. On the inhale, bring the feet together and the heels toward the hips, knees to the sky. Palms turn down, forearms press into the mat, lengthen through the crown. Now we're going to begin to do our dynamic pulsing on the. So the first movement is to find the balance in the weight of the feet. Feel yourself pressing into the feet as you tilt the pelvic ball and begin to lift the buttocks. Slowly rolling up, one vertebra at a time, up the spine, lifting the lower spine, the middle spine, and maybe even the upper spine. Maybe you get the weight up in the shoulders. No weight in the head or neck. So check that your weight is in your shoulders, not the head or neck. The belly button lifts towards the ceiling. The lower back engages to support the abdomen here. The hips are lifted. This is our bridge pose. Pressing into the feet. Notice the tendency of the knees to fall open. So rotate the thighs inward so the knees stay in parallel and move away from the face. Find your bridge. Balance here, steady and sure. And now we're going to begin to pulse with movement, with breath. So on the exhale, roll back down the spine, lowering the hips till they're just hovering above the mat. And then on the inhale, we roll and lift back up. Belly button to the ceiling. Exhale down. Inhale up. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. And again, you're going to count 10 of your repetitions here. And if you're moving faster than me after your 10th one, just maintain yourself in the up position, the dynamic bridge position, and hold that last one. If you're with me, inhaling up, hold, and then exhale, release down, bring the knees in towards the chest, reach up and grab just below the knees, squeeze the knees into the chest, rock a little side to side, release any tension in the upper hip, in the hip girdle, in the SI joint. Come back, release the knees, and then we're going to come one more core movement here. We're going to go ahead and come into our bridge pose. So let's start by bringing the feet and legs to the mat and then roll up. So bring yourself into Dandasana or staff pose where you're seated with your legs extended, backs of the legs on the mat. Press the palms next to the hips to seat the hips and lengthen the spine. Now stay lengthened as you pick up the hands. Bring the knees in towards the chest a little bit and lean back so that you're balanced on your sits bones so you can just feel your core engage. So there's just a slight leaning back. Now support yourself here. The hands are just behind the hips with the fingers toward the heels. Or for additional support, you can be on your forearms. And if this is too much, then simply come down so that your entire spine is supported. The legs are going to lift and straighten and find your balance here. So and if you like, you can lift the hands and be in a full expression of the Navasana, your boat pose. Core engagement, hip flexor engagement, breathing here. Notice as you breathe, you tend to rock a little bit. See if you can be still. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the knees in, feet down, sit up, and then just lean forward so that your chest and stomach cord come toward your thighs. Wrap your elbows around your knees, maybe grab opposite elbow. Lengthen, and then just fold over your knees. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, release the knees if you're holding them. And then let us come to our tabletop posture. So turn so that your knees are underneath the hips. Palms are underneath the shoulders and slightly ahead of the shoulders. Spine is long. We're going to work up into the spine now a little bit with our cow cat. So on the cow, the lower spine, the lumbar spine arches a little bit. The belly drops towards the mat. The heart comes forward. The chest comes forward. The crown rises. Hips rise. And on an exhale, we're going to round the spine, release the head so the bicep frames the ears, the hips tuck under. And then begin to move with your breath. Inhale, arching and lifting. Exhale, rounding and releasing. Beautiful, right on time. Full inhales. Complete exhales, breathing in and out through the nose with our Ujjayi breath, our ocean breath, as we call it here. So we tighten a little bit at the back of the throat where the epiglottis is, so that we can hear the breath in the nostrils, audible. And then we let the rhythm of that audible sound guide our movement. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Maybe you're moving a little faster now that you're beginning to feel loose, and maybe not. Your rhythm. One movement, one breath. Beginning to align breath and movement in these simple movements, so that as we get more complex, we're able to deal. One more here. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale. Walk the hands out towards the top of your mat, bringing your forehead toward the mat, your chest toward the mat. This is our heart melting pose. Great place for your block, your gear, if you need support for your forehead or for your chest. Releasing the heart. Fingertips walking long, relaxing the hands, releasing through the shoulders. The hips stay high and over the knees. So try to keep the hips high. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. On the next inhale, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Lift the crown, come back to your table. And then on the exhale, press the hips back toward the heels and come into our extended wisdom pose or extended child's pose. We call it wisdom pose here. Checking for wisdom, relaxing the lower back, releasing any tension there. Again, walk the fingers out and then relax the hands. Release the forehead toward the mat. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. On the next inhale, come back into table. And then we're going to do a little sequence of movement from that posture. So walk your hands out about one hand length so that you're coming up to the front of your knees. If you like, you can lift the heels toward the buttocks as you come forward into this incline. So modified plank with the knees down. This is our inhale position. Our exhale position, we're going to bend the elbows back toward the thighs and lower till we're just hovering above the mat. On the inhale, we're going to press back up to this incline or modified plank. And on the exhale, the hips go back to the heels into the extended wisdom pose. This is the flow. Inhale, forward, modified plank. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, press up, modified plank. Exhale, extended wisdom or extended child. And begin to move with your breath, your rhythm, your pace, your breath. And again, we're just going to do 10 of these at your pace here. Your count, your practice, finding your flow, adding now a little movement, moving with breath. Listen to the rhythm of your breath. After your 10th one, just rest, come back into your wisdom pose and be in wisdom pose with the breath. Stabilize there.
If you like, take your hands back by your feet, palms up, release the shoulders. Full expression of wisdom pose. A full inhale here. A complete exhale. Check your lower back for release. Check your shoulders for release. Maybe massage your temples by rocking side to side on your forehead. Just being here in this restful pose for a moment. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On the inhale, walk the hands forward. Come forward to the table. And then walk the hands out so that the elbows come under. Turn the tops of the feet so the toes and heels are touching. Press through the tops of the feet. Engage through the legs. Let the pubic bone come to the mat. Lift and bring the chest and the crown of the head. Come into your Sphinx. Pressing the elbows toward each other and lifting from the elbow to the shoulder. Bringing the chest forward, the heart forward. Forearms are down on the mat. Chin and sternum are correct. So we're not bobbing the back of the head by lifting the chin. Keep the chin in relationship to the chest. Crown is long, the spine is long. And then curl the toes. If you like, you can interlace the hands here if that provides additional support. And then press into the heels to lift the knees and the torso, come into your plank. This is your modified plank. Forearm plank. Breathing here. Find it so the hips aren't too high, as if we're in a dolphin or modified down. The hips aren't too low, as we're in that up dog position. The hips are level. Straight line from the crown, down the shoulders, across the hips, down the calves and heels. Plank pose, breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful core exercise. Engages all of the muscles of the core. Firing the core here, getting engaged. And then release the knees down, release the tops of the feet, release the hands, press back into your wisdom pose. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Full inhalation. Complete exhalation. Inhale here, come back to table. We're going to add a little bit of work here and balance. So let's start by straightening the left leg. So roll over the ball of the left foot, press back to the left heel and lift the left heel level with the buttocks. Extend the toes. Stay even out of both arms. And then if you like, take the right arm out, bicep by the ear. So we're balancing on the right knee, top of the right foot, and the left hand. Breathing here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Bring the knee to the nose underneath the body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Your rhythm, your pace. Do 10. Your practice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the right hand and the left knee back down. Find yourself here, one cow, one cat, and then lengthen and stabilize here in table. And then roll over the ball of the right foot, lift the right knee, lift the right heel, double with the buttocks, press the toes. And then establishing yourself here, perhaps take the left hand forward. Modify as you need to support yourself. Support precedes action. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose underneath the body. Inhale, lengthen, and again, move with breath. Your rhythm, your pace. Do 10. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring that knee and that palm back down. Full inhale. Drop the belly, lift the heart. Full exhale, round the spine, release. Inhale back to neutral, get long. Now we're just going to add a little bit of extension here. So, go over the ball of the left foot, lift the left heel. And then if you choose, fold the left knee so that the left heel goes towards the ceiling. Take your right hand out, bicep by the ear. Lengthen here. And then if you like, reach back and grab that right foot. Yogi toe lock. Fingers over the toes. Now align so that the knee and the spine and the crown are close to an alignment. Bring the heart forward. Breathe here. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. On the exhale, release without flopping. Leg goes long, arm goes long. And then bring the knee and the hand back down. Stabilize here, and then let's do the right side. Roll over the right foot, lift the right leg, fold the right knee, bring the right heel toward the ceiling. Left arm, bicep, frame the ear. Get long. And then if you like, reach back, find that foot. Press the foot into the hand into the foot, lift the right knee. Find your alignment. And breathe. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, release without flopping. Extend the leg and the arm. And then bring that hand down. Again, press the hips back to the heels. Come back to your wisdom pose. Release the hand back by the feet, palms up. Full wisdom pose. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. On the inhale, walk the hands forward. Come forward into your table. We're going to add a twist. So, lengthening through the crown, pressing back to the hips. On the inhale, take the left arm out from the long side of your mat. So 90 degrees away from the body, shoulder height. Inhale here and rotate the torso to the left, lifting the left hand perhaps. As you exhale, we're going to stay long out of the right arm as we thread the needle underneath the body. So we're going to bring the left hand behind the right elbow, underneath the body, twisting to the right. And that's going to be the movement. So inhale up, opening to the left, exhale, thread the needle underneath to the right. We're going to do 4 of these. Your rhythm, your pace. And then on the 5th one, inhale up. And as you thread the needle this time, drop your left temple, your left ear, your left cheek, and your left shoulder to the mat. Find this first. Your back, your left forearm is on the ground now. Left temple, left ear, left cheek. Just find this posture first. A little bit of the twist. And then if you like, you can walk the right hand out to the top of the mat. Pop up on the right fingertips. If you like, you can take the right hand to the sky. If you like, you can take the right hand behind you in half bind. So behind the back so that the fingers grasp the left thigh. Your choice. Maybe you like to wiggle your left fingertips so that your left hand moves away from the body a little bit. Maybe you like to fold your left elbow, bring your left hand to your right shoulder, and give yourself a pat on the back. Nice work. Breathing into the twist here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Find your right hand wherever it is. Bring it underneath your right shoulder. On the inhale, press into the right palm. Bring your left hand back underneath the left shoulder, back in your table. One cat, one cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round the spine, release. Inhale to neutral. And let's go to the right side. Take the right arm out the long way off your mat. As you inhale, rotate to the right, lift the arm a little bit perhaps. And then as you exhale, thread the needle underneath the body, right hand behind the left elbow, reaching underneath you and over to the left side. And then move with your breath 4 times. Inhale up, exhale, thread the needle, staying lifted. Inhale up, exhale, thread. Inhale up, exhale, thread. And then on your 5th repetition, go ahead this time as you thread the needle, drop the right temple, the right ear, the right cheek, the right shoulder to the mat. Wiggle the left fingertips away. Walk the left hand out to the top of your mat. Pop up on the fingertips. Stay here, or if you like, take the left arm high or behind you in a half bind. Breathing here, full inhale. A complete exhale. Hips are high, body is twisting, opening as it will. Allow the body to open. No need to force anything, just allow. Allow the practice to work. Allow your body to open. Listen to the wisdom of your body. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Find your left hand wherever it is. Bring it underneath the left shoulder. Press into the left palm. Bring your right hand underneath you. One cow, one cat. And let's see. I think we got time for one more here. So curl the toes. Lift the knees. And then continue to lift as you straighten the legs, lift the hips. Let the head drop toward the mat. Let the heels drop toward the mat. Come into your downward dog. So flipping the posture from earlier in boat, now hips are high. Heels are pressing back toward the bottom of your mat. Toes are pressing toward your wrists. Arms are long, pressing out of the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Crown is released, no tension in the neck. Breathing here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here, and this time as you exhale, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, and do a little lion's breath, a little roar. Releasing any energy, any tension, any heat. Look up between the hands as you exhale. Just walk the hands back toward the feet. Turn the feet in slightly. So the outside edges of the feet are parallel with the outside edges of your mat. Release the head, bring the forehead toward the shins. Great place for your block. Again, if your hands don't quite touch the floor, utilize your support at whatever height is appropriate for you, in order to bring yourself more fully into the posture. Maybe grab your opposite elbows with your hands, rooting into the feet while you're lifting the hips. Press back through the heels as you lift the hips, straighten the legs a little. Switch the hands if you're holding. Maybe you bring the hands behind the legs. That helps support you, maybe not. Whatever's right for you here. Bring the forehead toward the shin. Release the neck. Bring the head slightly. Yes, my head is released. No, there's no tension in my neck. We're going to begin to come upright. So if you're holding your elbows, release the elbows. Bring the palms to the shins. Press the palms against the shins as you straighten the arms, bringing the back flat. Parallel to the mat. Breathe in behind the heart as you lengthen through the crown and press back through the hips. Full inhale. As you exhale, release the elbows and the hands, bring the forehead back to the shins, come back to forward fold. Inhale here, bend the knees slightly and begin to roll the torso up, one vertebra at a time, saving the head and neck for last. Roll the shoulders up and then release the palms forward as the fingers go long toward the mat. Tuck the chin slightly, feel that length in the back of the neck. Feel all that blood from that forward fold inversion. Fresh blood was rushing to the head because the head was higher than the heart. Now that we're standing, the head is now higher than the heart. And so now that blood is now just settling back down into the body. Feel yourself grounded here. Soft ankles, soft knees, firm hips and waist. This is your mountain pose. This is you standing on your own 2 feet in the world, having your own back, knowing where you are and why you're there. Check in with your gratitude, check in with your intention. And then let us come seated for our breath. So our breath today is going to be an alternate nostril breath. Nadishana. So we're just going to expand on what we did earlier by adding the full rounding of the breath. So the way this will work is, again, mental awareness or your mudra with your hand if you want the full physical sensation. And the pattern is to inhale through the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, exhale through the left. So we're switching awareness or the mudra on every exhale. And again, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, doing what's right for you in your practice. So establish yourself in the posture, root in, lengthen, come to stillness. Left hand on the knee or the thigh, right hand on the knee or the thigh, or take your mudra. Close the right nostril, inhale through the left. Switch and exhale through the right. Stay here and inhale through the right. Switch and exhale through the left. Again, the inhales and exhales are equal in length, volume, and duration. There's no stress or strain here. These are just full inhales and complete exhales. And again, the body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. And the focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or at the tip of the nose if the eyes are just narrow. We're just going to be here for a couple minutes. This is a balancing breath, so we're balancing out our polarities and our energies, everything that we did, opened up the body, got some energy flowing, and now we're balancing that energy so that we can rest in equanimity, in peace, in serenity. Inhaling, switching on the exhales, just doing the pattern. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Maybe you can get to where it's so still that it's silent. Almost a meditation on the breath. Very still, very focused.
couple more rounds here. Let this round be the last of this pattern for you, so that when you're next find yourself exhaling on the left, release the mental awareness, release the mudra. And then you have a choice here to take your rest seated or to come down onto your mat on your back. If you come down on your mat on your back, let your toes fall open. Bring your palms down by your hips, palms up. Lengthen through the heels and the crown, pull the side body down so that you feel the lower back on the full length of the spine on the mat. And whether you're seated or lying for your guided rest, take a moment to ensure that you have any additional support you may want in this final posture, this rest posture. Maybe you have an eye cloth for your eyes. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl for your body. Maybe you have a bolster for your knees, whatever you need or want for your additional support here. Allow yourself to come into complete rest. Just like, oh, you're done, be done. Allow yourself to be done. Release any shaping of the breath. Release any analysis of the practice. Release any planning of what needs to come next. Just be here in stillness. And I invite you to do a track of your body for areas of constriction or contraction or tightness. And see if you can breathe into those areas or consciously soften around those areas or mindfully just relax those areas. As you rest here, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And I invite and encourage you to stay here in rest for as long as you like. And when you do rise, take the echoes of your practice and your gratitude with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.